Hey there friends, it's Phoebe from Jacuzzi Hot Tubs of the Triangle. Today I wanted to show you a couple things on your diverter valves. We're actually showing you this on a 400 series spa. The mechanics are pretty simple and pretty much the same on a 300 series tub. The diverter valve, when you use the spa, you've probably noticed, allows you to twist and turn the pump direction to one seat or the other. You'll notice that it pretty much stops at, we'll call that the 3 o'clock position, and moves to the 9 o'clock position, does not turn any further towards you. So please don't try to over torque that and make it spin all the way around. It does have the stop point at the 9 o'clock and then at the 3 o'clock. Pretty much if your spa has the diverter valve put in the center at the 12 o'clock position, you'll get equal power to the seats that this is going to send water and air to. If we turn it all the way in one direction or the other, it's going to focus the intensity on the seat that it's powering. Now sometimes these get a little hard to turn, and we need to do a couple little modifications to get them moving smoothly. First of all, for best results and best long-term results, meaning we don't break anything, if you can turn your jet pumps off when you make big movements, that's always advisable. But if you can't, just be sure that everything's moving slowly. If you start to get too much resistance, it may be time to actually pull this apart, maybe do a quick reset and clean. The knob should actually just pull straight off, so we're going to put that over to the side. You'll notice there is a star set pattern that will allow that top to sit right on top of this, or I should say that's a white piece. But in order to get to that, we want to unscrew, in this case, a clear diverter top. Pulls right off. You see that's also threaded. And then we see underneath that the white diverter housing. We sometimes call that a gate valve. And that should be able to lift up. Sometimes it'll get kind of stuck in there. You may get a little set of pliers to lift that up, but you should be able to lift that up. And that's actually the part that tells the hot tub which direction to send the water. Pretty cool stuff, right? If this gets dirty, if you get a lot of organic buildup on it, things like lotion, bug spray, it can cause some sticking and cause some resistance. So this is good to occasionally pull out, and let's just make sure that stays nice and clean. If you ever have really, really heavy set-on stains and debris, you could take a very fine grit sandpaper and sand that down just a little bit to pull off any organics that are building up there. This one's pretty clean, so that's probably not the cause of the problem here. What can also happen is you get a little airlock in there. Airlocks form when bubbles get jammed in certain areas. Sometimes we'll see them get jammed up in the pump and cause issues with the pump. So if you get an air bubble that is trapped inside and is preventing you from actually moving that smoothly, just pulling that out, giving it a moment to breathe, you'll actually see the water flow in the bottom. We can kind of clear that out. Most of the time, if you're having trouble with the movement of the diverter valve, that will fix it. So next, we're just going to put that clear housing back on. In a J300, this would be gray. We're just going to turn until it's nice and tight. If it's not tight and you turn on the pumps, you may get a little bit of a dribble. So in that case, you'd want to take it off and then turn it back so it's nice and tight. And then your diverter cap goes right back on. Now when you put your diverter cap back on, make sure you've got it set to the right position. So you've got your starting point 3 o'clock, moves all the way to 9 o'clock. So hopefully that helps you keep and maintain healthy diverter valves in your Jacuzzi hot tub. If you have questions, feel free to call or email us anytime.